people used to smoke and blow smoke in each other's faces. I know that's a little different, but not so in a way. I remember in the House of Commons in the 1980s laughed when somebody raised wife batter. Well, ha ha ha. Things can change, and I believe, think of climate and that whole story. Hardly anybody knew about it 10 years ago. I know there's still a raging debate with the deniers and so on, but it's part of our culture now, it's part of our language, and you even get companies having their energy, their energy reduction plans. That they take it seriously. They say to their shareholders, this is what we're doing. You can't change a public, and we have taken this stuff for total granted. I call it the myth of abundance. As a human species, particularly in the global north, we have just thought this just comes out of taps or comes in bottles, and it's there to serve us, and we haven't had any sense of a notion of responsibility for it. I don't know any way to change that except hard work. It's the only thing I've ever. Everybody said, how can you do it? I said, I don't know, hard work, So how do you do it? Well, you do it through teaching kids in school. We're now building good curriculum in many, many schools around. You ask the kids for a bottle of water. You want to see strength, and when kids understand it, they go home and tell their parents, you put that bottle of water away. We're not going to do that in this house. So that's one place. The myriad of films and books being written now. I can't keep up with the requests for me, to be involved in these projects. And I know as they come across my desk, the research that's being done. I think there's been more research on water in the first 11 years, I should say, of this century than of all the centuries put together before. There are just myriad organizations, from the Pacific Institute to the World Watch, to all the universities, to all of the 24 agencies of the United Nations that are doing work. And this is a body of evidence that's now coming together. So I see it, I'm hoping that it becomes then a tipping point. But it needs the principles. I feel really strongly about this, because I call it blue gold. I say that water is to this century what oil was to the last. That it is those who saw that the crisis coming first were the people who were going to make money from it. They saw it and they thought it's buckets and buckets of money to be made from this declining resource. And they'll give you all, but isn't it terrible, and children are dying, blah, 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 but we can make money from it. So we have to be smart. We have to know that those people often have very deep pockets. They give money to politicians. They go golfing with them. They go to their resorts in some island in the Caribbean with the politicians. We know this. We know there's a deep influence there. And that means our job is that we have to get this word out deeper and wider than the influence that these corporations have. They have